This is the story about Ishmael. Ishmael noticed that there was wind blowing through the curtains and that it was very cold, being that it was the middle of winter, and usually all of the fastened windows are shut. Ishmael was perplexed. The candle had blown out that he just lit, and it made him very mad. Ishmael's legs were backwards, remember, so he had to light it again with a mirror, looking at the other mirror to see where he was lighting in the dark, but he could not find something to light it with in order to reach the mirror that he was using to use the other mirror to look at the candle to light it. Ishmael was very mad at this. So he clenched his fist and started pounding again and again and again and again until the horse outside neighed and neighed and neighed until the neighbor came over and said, "What is going on, Ishmael? What is going on?" And when Ishmael was looking up at this man, you could see that the candle he had was fine and there was no wind or anything. And Ishmael said, "There is a fast breeze blowing through my place and I cannot see, sir. I cannot even see who I'm looking at." "Well, you cannot see who you're looking at, Ishmael, because you're way down there." "Now's not the time for jokes," said Ishmael. Now that Ishmael had gathered himself, he turned around so that he could see who he was talking to. He said, "I need help lighting a candle so that I could see in this place." Ishmael hated asking for help. And the man said, "Are you sure, Ishmael? Are you sure you want me to light a candle for you? Are you sure, Ishmael?" And Ishmael said, "Just forget it." And when he said forget on get, he slammed his fist again. And his neighbor shook his head quietly, knowing that he could not say anything else. And as he walked away, the only light Ishmael had was gone. Ishmael's pride got in the way, and instead of asking the man to come back and give him some light to light a candle, Ishmael felt around for what seemed like hours, trying to find a match to strike. Ishmael started feeling around, and he felt around till he got to the wall, and then he would run his fingers along the wall until he knew where he was in his place. Ishmael insisted on having panels on the side of his doors that were carved perfectly, and he made sure that every carving was to the centimeter. This proposed a problem for Ishmael because he could not find out where he was in his own house, having no light to see. The only light that could see was obscured because the full moon was behind the clouds. This had made Ishmael very mad. Ishmael finally ran his fingers across a mouse that bit his finger. The mouse made a little chirp of a sound before Ishmael tried to grasp at it, and the mouse happily got away. Mice are very cute creatures, and people who hurt them should not be trusted. Ishmael was very mad. Not only was he mad, but he was in an extreme, excruciating amount of pain due to a mouse bite. Said Ishmael, his finger hurting. Ishmael was in a lot of pain, but for him to get to the medicine cabinet would be like a journey to Mars, perhaps even Pluto. There was no way that he was going outside to get the little stepladder, to get onto the other stepladder, to get onto the stepladder, to get to the stepladder, to get into the cabinet. He did not know what to do. but he felt the bed starting to get sort of wet. And he knew that he didn't pee his pants. He did not pee his pants. No, Ishmael did not. He knew that. But something was not right. Ishmael was in a lot of pain, and he could not see, for it was very dark, but Ishmael knew something was wrong as he was getting very lightheaded. Ishmael said, "It's blood. It's my blood." "Well, who else's blood could it be, Ishmael? We've heard a lot of yelling in here. What is going on?" "Who is in my house?" said Ishmael. "Well, it just so happens that the whole town happens to be outside hearing you yelling, Ishmael," said one of the neighbors. The concerned neighbor that had been over earlier with the candle, that Ishmael had too much pride and his ego got in the way, so he did not ask for help, and now it has turned into a big deal. "Ishmael, there seems to be a problem that needs to be taken care of here, and it looks like something has happened. It looks very suspicious in here." Ishmael did not know what they were talking about. Ishmael did not know that they had seen what looked like a bloodbath on the white sheets that Ishmael had on the bed. Because Ishmael's legs were backwards and he was facing them, but facing the bed, and it was very confusing again for everybody. This is when somebody said, "Ishmael, what did you do?" And Ishmael shuffled around and looked at his bed and, "What happened?" said Ishmael. And everybody said, "That's what we're trying to figure out, Ishmael." End of chapter before the mystery of Ishmael.